Hey everyone, welcome to Conversations. The subject I'd like to talk about today is what goes into starting a new YouTube channel. And why I want to do this subject in particular is because that is what I'm doing right now, starting a new YouTube channel. And part of that, I'm going to discuss what it is I hope to do with my YouTube channel. So why I want to do this, where I'm going to discuss different topics and provide different sides of the story from my knowledge database, is because when it comes to having good constructive discussions, it doesn't come up often when I'm just hanging out with my friends just in casual conversation, because first of all there needs to be a good subject matter that's conducive to that kind of discussion, but there also has to be a couple things that are in place on both or all sides of the argument, how many ever that may be, and one of them is ideally that everyone involved should have some background knowledge or other useful information that they can contribute to the discussion on said topic, but also, and I think more important, is that all sides should be willing to discuss things in a constructive manner as opposed to a destructive manner, and actually refute and provide evidence for, depending on whether you're arguing someone else's point or proving your own, in an intelligent manner and in a professional manner. And unfortunately, just in casual conversation, those things don't always all line up very nicely, especially, who knows, you might get a topic, but who you're with at the time doesn't like that topic, or vice versa. So that's why YouTube came up, and what gave me the idea to do this through YouTube is I recently saw a video on a channel called Give Me a Flake Man. I will annotate it in this vicinity somewhere, where the subject was totally different, unrelated, but what the guy in the video says is that when it comes to someone else argues their point on YouTube through a video, and then you'll see comments in that same video refuting or backing up the point, however, whatever, but in this video, part of this video was, he says that when it comes to whether you're backing up another person's point or trying to refute them and discuss your own point of view, the most appropriate way to go about doing this, you need to be doing it professionally, and in a constructive way, and B, you need to do so openly, so that it doesn't feel like when you do it in the comments, it's just anonymous, you can say whatever you want, whereas doing it in different ways, there's more credibility, there's more it can be kept track of. I can't think of the word right now, I'll think of it later and probably annotate it somewhere over here. So his point was that one of the best ways to do this, both professionally and openly, is by doing it through other YouTube videos, and you can post a response or whatever it is you do, and you discuss your own point of view, and why it's better than, or whatever, right? You do it through another YouTube video, which is, after having watched that video and him having said that, it just seems so obvious to me, yet I had never put those thoughts together on my own before having seen this. So that is what gave me the motivation to go out and do this now, strike while the iron is hot, so to speak, and start doing this right now. And part of the reason why that statement gave me the motivation to do this is because I agree really well with him that doing this kind of thing through YouTube is just a fantastic idea, because YouTube and social media in general, but YouTube more so than anything else, provides this perfect platform to have these discussions, because it connects the audience to the content they want, that they're interested in. Because like when it comes to television and radio, if you want to listen to or watch a certain type of program, you have to know about the program and then tune into that station. Whereas here on YouTube, you can find content that you're interested in without having prior knowledge of it existing at all. You can just find it. And because of that, what ends up happening is that the content creator can create content that is interesting to them, that they think contributes somehow to society, and those viewers who are interested in that subject matter can find what they're looking for. And that's why, because of that kind of new dynamic that doesn't exist outside of social media, there's this give and take between the creator and the viewer, and that give and take gives the whole dynamic of creating YouTube videos and watching YouTube videos. It makes it more fluid, and that fluidity also plays in when it comes to how do you make content, how do you deliver the content you're trying to make, and what content do you make in the first place. And the traditional thing would be that form follows function. However, here on YouTube, because of that fluidity, function is not always clearly defined, and therefore form is not always does not need to be locked in, especially not right away. And I suppose the same can be said for most, like just about any form of art, whether it's visual, music, language like poetry, etc., etc. It's the same deal, where form and function become more almost like a hermeneutic cycle, where form determines form is determined by function, but then in turn the form changes the function, and I hope you can follow that, because I have no better way to put it. So that's why that YouTube is a really good way to go about, especially if you're doing something brand new. It's a perfect way to do it, because if you're unsure, it's like an experiment. It has room to change and to evolve. And in light of that, I myself am not 100% sure about where I want to go with this, or how I want to go wherever I choose to go. Like, I'm not sure about whether I should be providing simply my point of view and the knowledge I have accumulated throughout my short life so far, or perhaps I should look into reading up on the different topics I discuss and getting more professional opinions and professional viewpoints on the subject, or some sort of combination, or maybe something totally different. I'm not 100% sure, and it has to be done as an experiment before I figure out what formula works the best. And similarly about the content I provide, I'm not not 100% sure about how these should be structured, or if they should be structured at all. Like, is structure necessary? That's some of the questions that you feel like are super important. You want to answer right away, but you don't have to. And if you want the best answers, you, as a general rule of thumb, you almost shouldn't worry about figuring out right away. So you have to be willing to evolve. And actually, speaking of evolution, I know exactly what I want my next topic to be, and I promise that topic will be much more controversial, which is what my channel name implies. So just if you're looking for some juicy controversial discussion, it's coming, and that's what most content will be. But this is partially an introduction video to how what my goals are, and an introduction video just to get my name out there and see how I do. So, thank you for watching.